how can you control the interest rates on those investments?
The mortgage investment is just a constant. That's just kind of a teaser. The 401k, you control that. Any of these investments, you control the interest rate. You can put in whatever you want here.
Okay.
The mortgage investment is just kind of basically a think about this, guys. Think about this, Mr. Client. If you were doing this and then this happened, you know, we leave it at a very easy rate that supposedly financial planners and investors, you know, guarantee all the time, or so on and so forth.
Yes. Could you show, like, for example, another investment, say in a index universal life insurance policy, putting in a return of 6%?
You bet. And let me show you a powerful point here. He just brought up an index universal life insurance plan. This is a very powerful tool for those of you who are licensed to sell securities, because you could come here, you can show them, okay, look, you have $2,300 of average discretionary income every month left over. Okay, this isn't going to be your typical client. Most of them are around 200, 300, maybe 700, so on and so forth. But if this was the scenario, you could come in here and show them you have $2,300 left over right now at the end of the month. Let's take $700, $800, whatever you want to sell them, put that into an EIUL here, an equity index universal life plan, and let's run it. Just for kicks and giggles, just to go through that, I'm actually going to run a quick thing for you here. And this is what I do for that situation. I would just simply copy this. I would open up a Word document. And I'm actually, this is being recorded right now too, so if you want this for future, to be able to see this again, go ahead and shoot me an email after we're done and we can shoot it to you. I would come in here and insert a table, just too wide here, and I would paste all that information into here. So that's got all my information here, running everything down. Come back into the plan, go into the edit financial information. Actually, what you're going to need to do is you'll need to be logged in as the as Mr. George Bush here.
It's case sensitive.
Yeah, they are case sensitive. So I'd come into the client here, test client. I would come down here so I can view the report and see everything again, or I could come into edit his information, which will bring me to this screen. I would come down here to the investment feature. I would add a EIUL. Started out at 0. What were you saying? Interest rate 6%?
Say 6, yeah.
Okay, and then have them put into it until the end of, you know, when they'd pay off their mortgage. How much? We'll say
$750.
$750. We'll say monthly on the first. Save that information. Okay, so now it's going to take $750 every month, put it into there. We can erase the existing transactions that have taken place and recalculate the plan as of today. And that's going to ask you, are you sure you want to do this? Just press OK. And then what it's going to do is it's going to rerun the plan, which, you know, everything we put in here into the client's information is just rerunning that whole plan again. And it's going to kick us out a new situation here. So. Okay. So now we're looking, with this plan, we're looking at 6.61 years now. So it's knocked down an extra year and a half onto their plan. But we'll watch down here once we get to their investment account. So you're going to be able to say to them, okay, look, we're going to knock another year and a half on, but look what else we're going to knock on here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very powerful tool for those of you who are licensed to sell these sorts of products as well. So now you can show them, instead of paying it off in just over 5 years, you're paying off in just under 7 years, but you have the $750,000 in that EIUL account.
Mm-hmm.
You put into it for the next, looks like we're putting into it for just under 30 years.
Hey, Ryan, when is the next training, and how often do you guys train?
Okay. Our next trainings, we do trainings every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. These are the upcoming trainings. You will be getting an email on this very shortly, which will have a link to each of these trainings that you can sign up, and then the GoToWebinar will send you an automated email reminding you of these things as well. So,
cool.
So that is coming up. If you did not get any of these how-to PDFs, please shoot an email to the support@anagramfinancial.com, and we'll get that sent out to you. Are there any other questions before we wrap it up? Those of you who are on mute, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you here shortly. Let me go ahead and mute a bunch of other people here, and we'll get you unmuted so you can ask some questions. So go ahead and test it, see if we're able to hear you. We can only have so many unmuted at a time. Okay, great questions. I really enjoyed everybody. There is an answer to pretty much every question out there. We're here to help you understand it. We want you selling the product. We want you understanding this inside and out. So if you can, definitely jump on the webinars, and then we'll get you trained. So,
hey, Ryan, I had a quick question.
Oh, go ahead, yes.
Yeah, back on entering debts or expenses. When we input those, should we put the date the final bill is due, or the date it should be mailed if they have to mail it, or if it's doing online bill pay, the date the transaction should occur?
That is a great question. I would recommend the software is asking for the day the payment is due. If they need to pay it 3 or 4 days earlier because they're mailing it in, coming down here, say like their Visa card, if they're mailing that payment in, or their mortgage payment, I would just simply ask them, are you mailing this in, or do you pay it online? If they pay it online, just put it basically it's due on that date. If they need to mail it in, I would tell them, if they're using that automated email reminder, to put it a few days before that, maybe a week before that, so they know they're doing it. It's not really going to throw off the calculations and the math, just because it's just fast forwarding it a week there. So, great question.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Ryan, and also the computer system, the software will tell them how much to put against the mortgage to optimize the interest cancellation, correct?
Correct. That's where it comes into the lump sums. If I did not prioritize the Visa card to be priority number 1, it would be having it do lump sums towards the mortgage.
Oh, you know what? Can you go back to that real quickly? I missed that part. I'm sorry.
No problem. When you're inputting the client information, the software has the ability to include debts to pay off as well. And for those of you who understand compound interest and basically the debt roll-up system, if you input, say, a Visa card, this $225 payment that they're paying towards their Visa, if we can get rid of that payment and now all of a sudden free that up so that it's going into the line of credit, it's helping cancel interest, it's helping go towards principal and the lump sums, that's going to help us pay it off even faster.